This is Sheila Launcher. His favorite website is hassle-free-cash-flow-investing.com.
So in our last video, we talked about the 8 essential resources of cash, cash flow, equity, credit and credibility, time, talent, knowledge, strategic relationships, and control of deal flow. And these 8 essential resources can really do a lot for you when you are investing. So let's look at a very specific situation. Let's pretend that you have a property that is underwater. Let's just make it up. Let's say that you have this property here and it's worth $100,000, but you owe $120,000 is what you owe on this particular property. So one of the first things that many people look at is, oh, I'm upside down. I would never be able to get out of this property. So a deal that I did very recently is there was a property that looked just like this. So when we look at, here's value, and here's the O, and so we're negative $20,000. I actually went in and I bought a property that was upside down, and I overpaid. I overpaid $20,000 for a property because I was able to buy it with no money down. I just assumed, not really assumed because those loans aren't really assumable. What we're going to do is we're talk about wrap. So we wrapped the note. So I just signed a promissory note, non-recourse through an entity, and I was able to take over the mortgage payments on this particular property, subject to the existing mortgage. So the seller got out from underneath an upside-down house. I got a property with no money down, but why would you want to buy a no money down property that was upside down? And the answer was, ta-da-da, cash flow, which is one of those 8 essential resources. In this particular case, after I paid all of the expenses plus property management plus a vacancy reserve, I estimated that I was going to be making about $100 per month in cash flow. So my question is, how many no money down properties that produce $100 a month would you like to own? How about all of them, right? So in this particular situation, you had to just look past the fact that you're overpaying for the real estate because I didn't really care about the value. I didn't really care about the loan. What I wanted was the cash flow. And so when I look at $1,200 a year of cash flow, right, divided by my investment, which is 0, my return is infinite, an infinite return. And so we can really get past that value paradigm that you've got to go look for discounted properties, because in this really appreciating market, you're not going to find a lot of heavily discounted properties. What you're going to find is properties going up in value, inventory is getting tighter, but there are still plenty of people who are underwater in their mortgage, and they may be able to or willing to walk away from their debt as a way to avoid a short sale or a foreclosure. And stay tuned for our next video as we talk about how to use the lemonade formula to even use those other 7 essential resources to get out from underneath an underwater property, or how you can go buy a property even more creatively.
Will you help me go to hassle-free-cash-flow-investing.com?